All right, part 3. Oh, look at this. Oh, there's nothing better than, well, no. There's a lot of things better than penny roll hunting. This is a cool one. This is a cool one. Now, post mint damage, I don't know. I don't know. Most of you out there are going to say it is. Yeah, 90. I mean, there's no damage whatsoever on the reverse. So this was in a hardcore machine that made damage on one side. It got stuck, right? It was either in an ejector, right? Either you eject or you receive. I forgot what the other one's called. It was either in an ejector or the receiver, and it got stuck, and it got, because there's no damage on the other side. So it was in a machine, right? And it's not a soda machine. It's not a coin counter. It's in a stainless steel machine. So I don't know. Someone might buy this for a couple bucks. It's really nice. I'll put that to the side. I will put that into a flip. I will keep that. And that's the we found two what's that called today? Wheat cents. So in part 1 and part 2, I talked about the difference. First of all, it was really regarding the comment they got. Oh, Rob finds treasures different because of this, that, and the other thing, and the basically the major difference between, in my opinion, I mean, it's not even an opinion, it's just what we do differently, is that I look for lesser varieties, and Rob finds treasure does not. And I'm looking at these fat letters, and I can't take my eye off of it. Let me look at it under the loop. And my whole point is this: that the average, yeah, that looks like extra thickness, man. That's nice. And my whole point is this: that us us broke asses or poor people, or really just people who can't afford to just buy boxes and boxes and boxes of pennies and just look for, this significant high cost varieties, then you're going to do things like I'm doing. You're going to look for, that could be, I don't know, it looks really thick to me. Looks really fat. It's probably, I don't know. I don't see any separation though, I have to be honest with you. Then you're going to do what I do, and you're going to look for, like this one here has has some separation on the 8. It's a $2 lesser variety. Here goes an 82. I keep all my 82. So I keep all these coins, right? And I think that's the point of the channel is to, we got another one. We got a third wheat cent. That's so rare. Let me look at this on the loop real quick. Is to show people how to slow walk through a penny roll and investigate and research each individual penny, to get the most enjoyment out of it, right? For those of you who cannot buy boxes and go through them, at lightning speed, and overlook, and who don't want to, not even who can't afford to overlook, who don't want to, right? You could afford it, but you might not want to, right? If you're really, especially if you're serious about if you're serious about numismatics, it doesn't even matter if there's a lesser or a greater variety error on the coin, die error. Then you want to, there's so much to know about the coin, right? The rotation, the man, if you've ever read a numismatic not even a book, but like they write an article. That's the word I was looking for. If you ever read a numismatic article, the language that they use, you would think these people are building a rocket. They're super scientific, super intelligent, and and when I read it, I understand what they're saying. You know, it's not like if I read it and I'm like, what? I need someone to explain it to me. I actually don't any longer. If I would have read it 3, 4 years ago, yeah, I probably would have struggled with it, but I don't anymore. Some of the language is is complex and complicated, but for the most part, um, I can follow. And I think it's important. I think I can't believe all this copper we found. This is such an incredible penny roll. I got this from the bank yesterday. Oh, I found. Is it? I brought it downstairs already. I found a crate. Oh, I should bring it back upstairs before I put it in the safe. I found an awesome. What's that called? I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna bring it back up. I'm gonna bring it back up. I found an awesome $20 bill. Bunch of zeros, a one. I think two ones and a three. The total sum was 5, and the rarity is 99.24. Uh, Extremely cool. Oh, these great pennies, man. Tremendous. So, oh, we got another one. Look at all of these. What a tremendous penny roll hunt this was. So to me, finding lesser varieties, that's what it's all about. It's all about the little things. It's all about looking for the lesser varieties. Let me look at that under the loop real quick before I put it to the side. Yeah, I see the smushing of the two, but really I don't think that's any of that is doubling or spreading. I just think it's not necessarily damage, but I just don't. Wow, that five though, man, that five is something. Oh wow. So check this out. Oh man, I forgot. Hold on. I dropped my stick on the floor. Oh, there it goes. There is separation on the five. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not. On the inside loop, right? On the bottom of the inside loop, there's separation. If I'll put the light on for a second. Can you see it? On the bottom inside loop, there is separation. So it's either shelving or it's a double die. Now I'm going to go to Copper Coins, and I'm going to see if he shows if he shows that on the five or not. So let's go back to the date page. What I said? What is that? 58, 52. Probably doesn't have anything on it. Oh, he does. He has the S, the T, the I. That's all he has. He doesn't have the date. Oh, he does. He has it. He has it on the two of the date. I'll show you really quickly what he has. The S, the T, but it says the 2. See the 2 of the date? The S, the T, the I, and the I. So I don't know. I didn't see it there. I'll check again real quick. The S, the T, the I, and the 2 on the date. So there is the 2. Oh, geez. I don't know. That 2, like I said, it's really the 5 that I see the separation. The S and the T, I don't think I see anything like that. That would have jumped out at me. Oh, the T. Oh, it's got the T. It has the T. It's hard to see. I mean, like I said, you need a good microscope, which again is one that, I mean, I guess he makes it do with what he has, the cheap microscope that he's been using for 15 years, but I don't understand why he doesn't use a good microscope. I mean, there's being cheap, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't have the space. As soon as I do, I'm bringing out my $400 microscope as soon as I have the chance. So on the bottom of the T, let me look at it again, make sure I'm not seeing things. And make sure I'm not making it up either. Sometimes I don't know. I think I see separation on the bottom of the top of the cross slit on the T. I don't know if you can see it or not. That's about as good as I could zoom it in on. So we'll put that as a possible. I'll put it with the 68. And again, I'm not criticizing Rob Finds Treasure. I'm just talking about a comment that I got, and we are reflecting on the differences between our two channels. That's all. There's this. What year is that? It's a weird 83. Let me tell you something. I'm going to weigh it. So it's just a weird 83. I do not weigh every 83. As soon as I picked it up, I was like, this is weird. Damn. Right on the nose. Couldn't say 3, huh? All right. Goodbye. All right. We have another wheat cent. I will put it there. We have a couple. I can't believe all these wheat cents. This is tremendous. Another 2017 P. I did a great video on the 2017 Ps. Again, now, the last thing I like to say is thank you to the person who left me the comment. There's something wrong with the strike on this. You can see the way the rim is just a little bit of a movement, I think, but you can see how odd it is. And it is a 2017 P misaligned die. So that might be a little odd. Might have a little value as to that. I wonder if it weighs anything different. Like if it was a thick planchet, you know what I mean? Because sometimes if the planchet, something's wrong with the planchet, could also affect the strike. All right. It's within tolerance. But it is it is either misaligned die or something. I'm still gonna put it into a flip because it's odd, and 2017s. All right, here's our last penny before we go to the last 2 wheat cents. Take this off. Yeah, it's a thank you to the person who left the comment, right? Because it's the comments that drive the questions that drive the conversation. that drive the channel, you know. So of course, I'm very thankful for that. And we have three wheat cents, and that was and they're in the order of latest to whatever. All right, I think this is a 50s, could be a late 40s, but I think it's a 50s, 1950 D. Okay, I will check it very quickly under the loop to see if there's anything interesting about it. The D, I think that's just damage. All those little spreading and shelving. Oh yeah, I could see some delamination on the edge, on the rim. Yeah, it's just damage. Some lamination. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think that's it. On the reverse, there's something interesting on the E plurius. I don't think it's a double die though, but you have to look at this L. So again, look at the L. Is that a double die? Most likely it's not, right? I mean, is it a double die or is it not a double die? It's got to be damaged, right? Let me look at it again. Man, I think it's a double die. I wish I saw it in more place. I mean, the L, the R, the E might be a double die. Now, again, this is looking at taking your time. Is it a double die? I'm not sure. This is something I would have to probably really... Okay, so let's go to 1942. Let's go to copper coins. 1942. Is it Denver? 1950D. Excuse me. 1950D. DDR, 1DR, 1950D, 1DR. And let's see if nothing. He doesn't have anything on it. So, I don't know. The bottom of the plurius looks doubled. That's all I can say. The coin is in extra fine condition. It's the only place where I see any doubling, and it's right at the top. And it's the L that's the real giveaway. I'm gonna keep it here off to the side. That's one. All right, here goes the next. 1946. Hammered up, huh? Kind of cool. Kind of cool. And this is the first wheat cent we found. 1956. Corroded. Okay, so I hope you found the video interesting. You know, I owe the channel and all of my, let me see. Now, only people who watched the first, second, and third video and who stood to the end are gonna see me. So I've been doing this much lately, but I said I'm talking so much, and I said let me do a little face to face, and I got a chance. I said, all right, I don't look that bad for the morning, you know. I had my coffee. Yeah, I owe my channel everything I know to other people. My son had a friend and connected me with this guy who had these Indian head scents, who had these uh, wheat scent rolls, and that's really what started the channel off, with the wheat scent rolls and finding some pocket change and doing those videos. So my son was probably super instrumental in the channel starting. Then of course, um, the members that I got, Eric from Kenai Collectibles has been by my side and stood with me from through thick and thin. Of course, my family, who, they're like in the background, in the shadows, and I don't give them enough credit. But my family has been, again, my son, my stepson, and my wife, tremendous support. My other members who have been there, who stood with me, have been with me now for over a year. Sandra and Terry, and our newest member, Kobe. So all that stuff is very appreciative and extremely helpful. So, and again, Rob finds treasures. Rob finds treasures. The reason I talk about him so much is because he's who I'm most familiar with. He's who I still watch 15 years later. So I talk about him because I'm most familiar with him. And it's kind of interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with his channel. Okay, hold on a second. I have to. Where's it at? Where's my? Oh, okay. I have to keep. That's if you've been watching my videos from years and years and years ago, then you know that I always try to keep Jesus in the frame. It's going to be interesting to see as the months and years progress regarding. I mean, he does quarter. He does everything else. This will not affect his channel, I don't think, to a large degree. Plus, he gets bags of wheat cents and all that stuff. The only thing that's going to affect him is on getting the federal wrap rolls, which he's just not going to be able to do anymore. And the customer wrap rolls, that's over. All that stuff is over. And I make these videos. I guess there's a part of me that's a little, disappointed, because I've been saying it for so long. Get pennies, get pennies, and I wish I would have got more of a response from people out there. A little bit off kiltered, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to go on." I've gotten some response, but I wish it would have been a little bit large, a little bit more of a response. So I've got pennies for years. This was this was one penny roll that evolved into a 3-part. I mean, it's hours already, man. I got things to do today, and I'm over here hours into this video. Between the video and editing and everything else I got to do, it's for one penny roll, because I analyzed the penny. This one happened to have a bunch of wheat cents. Half of the penny roll was copper. There were 2017s. They were damaged. There was all kinds of stuff going on. I should have had this a little close to me. I'm sorry if I was too far away from the mic. So this is, I guess because of the way I learned how to do penny roll hunting, which was in a very tedious way. That's why I do my penny roll hunting this way. Like I overanalyze each penny. That's how I learned. So that's what I know, and that's what I show you guys how to do. And nobody else does that. Nobody else. I've never seen anyone else penny roll hunt on eBay. The closest thing to me, believe it or not, is Eric from Kenai Collectibles, who uses a microscope for Eric. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he does. You do what? You do a box of pennies, every penny under the microscope, and you'll do it for what, like 24 hours straight. It was bananas, crazy, super awesome, and just making sure the microphone's still on. But otherwise, I've really never seen anybody do that, And for me, it's about conservation, right? If I'm using the word correctly, getting the most bang for your buck, conserving your energy. Like, why would you're missing out if you're missing if if you're not looking for the lesser varieties, you're not looking for the weaker errors. You're missing out on a lot, right? And I think as time goes on and the years go on, where these little rows of pennies become more and more and more and more and more valuable, these are the skills that you're going to wish you learned. And those of you who've been watching the channel are going to learn those skills. And those of you who were not are going to miss out, other people now are going to get your penny rolls and they're going to find the errors that you didn't know how to look. Like that little shelving possible double die on that 68 on either this video or the video before. It's a $2, $3 penny. So what? If you could turn a penny into $2, I've talked about this ratio that people just don't get. We're so spoiled with pennies. If you get a penny and you sell it for 2 cents, that's like buying a house for 100,000 and selling it for 200,000. If you get a penny and you sell it for 4 cents, just as copper value, that's like getting a house for 100,000 and selling it for 100,000. If you get a penny, you sell it for a dime, that's like getting a house for 100,000 and selling it for $1 million. If you get a penny and you sell it for $1, it's like getting a house for 100,000 and selling it for $10 million. Why do I have to put it into those numbers for people to appreciate it? To get a penny for a penny and to sell it for $2 is like buying a house for $100,000 and selling it for $20 million. If you can go out and buy a house tomorrow for $100,000 and 5 or 10 years from now sell it for $20 million, you'd be rich for the rest of your life, more or less, God willing. But when you think about getting a penny for a penny and selling it for $2, it's like, yeah, our thought process is like, for Rob Finds Treasures, it's not worth his time. For 15 years, for thousands of that, for a penny that's worth $2, it has not been worth his time. For thousands and thousands and thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of pennies that he's sent back to the bank or whatever he's done with them, that he's not investigated or researched. But if you missed out on one, if there was a house that you owned 5 or 10 years ago and you bought for 50,000 and you sold it for 60 or 70,000, you made 10 or 20 grand. And then 5 or 10 years later, you found out it was worth 20 million, not 150. Like I have a bunch of houses that I owned that I bought for $5,000 and $10,000 that I sold for 10 and 20 grand. That today are worth 150,000. They're worth 5x. 10, 15 years later. I wish I had them. Between taxes and all that other stuff, it would have ate up a lot of that profit. But if some of those houses were worth $20 million today, if one of those houses was worth 20 million or 10 million or $2 million, I would be blown away. Like my mind would be like, damn, man, the house is worth, if I would have held on to that $10,000 house for a few more years, it's worth 10 million today. Like it was on the right block or there was something going on. That would have been a huge, huge, huge deal. And that's the difference between finding a penny that you paid a penny for and a customer wrapped penny roll, and it's worth $2, like that double die on that 1968. And to just to put that to the side for 15 years, thousands and thousands of times. Meanwhile, 99% of us 99.99% of us out there are not on that level of getting boxes and boxes of pennies. I mean, like I said, I know the people who I've seen do that, very few people are and even Eric, my member from Kenai Collectibles, he analyzed each one, looking for the 2023s and all that. And Touched Gabby. But I think he keeps all his pennies. He might go like this through them. I think that's why he's called Two Shed Gabby, is because he throws them into he he can go through all his pennies again. I think he keeps them. Rob finds treasures. Now again, there's a big caveat to all of this. All this BS that I've been talking is a caveat. If Rob finds treasure has kept his pennies over the years, and he's got a basement with thousands and thousands of dollars in pennies that he did not bring to the bank, he is golden. My understanding is he gets these boxes and he brings back his pennies. That's my understanding. From all the years of watching, I'm pretty sure I've heard him say he brings them back. Because I know he definitely brings back the dollars, half dollars, and all that other stuff. He brings it back because you're talking about maybe in the millions of dollars. If he kept his pennies, he's lucky. But if he's brought them all back, because if he kept them, then he could search through them again, which I don't think he's going to do. But he could. And he could divide them up, and he could do all kinds of stuff with them. If he kept them, he's golden. But if he didn't, which I don't think he did, I mean, hopefully it's over. You can't get him anymore. If what I'm talking about we all found out, and I'm making this a very long video, and I'm doing it because I don't want to stop my train of thought. We all found out. Remember, I'm scheduling this video ahead, so people are going to see this video after the fact. We all found out at one time. M&T said it one day, boom, and from one day, and they all at the same time said no more pennies. All the banks at the same time said no more pennies. So he found out just like we did. We all thought we were going to still get pennies into 2026. Everybody thought. So nobody was. So if he thought he had time, I mean, he might have. And the other caveat is this: if he might have done this if he's a smart guy. Okay, that's number one. He's a smart guy. He was a corporate dude for whatever most of his life, and he treats in his YouTube channel he's a smart guy. It would not surprise me, especially pennies. They're so cheap. It would not surprise me if he has $5 or $10 or $20,000 of the boxes in his basement. That would not surprise me, not one bit. If he ordered a pallet of pennies, if he did something like that, golden. If he's got a pallet of wrapped federal boxes of pennies, which, if he's got 1,000 of them, let's say, which would be $25,000. That funny thing, I mean, he could do 2 boxes in a show, man, or a box a day. That's the problem. Even that would only last him. I mean, he doesn't only do pennies. So if he has 1,000 boxes, which is $25,000 in his basement, you can't have it. You wouldn't be able to have it upstairs, because even in your basement, you might have to be careful because it might knock your foundation down. He probably have to have it in a shed outside. Even outside, you have to be careful that there's no pipes. It might even super, super heavy. You'd have to have it someplace where it's not going to, I have about 500 pounds in one little area, but if you're talking about 5, 10, 15,000 pounds, I don't know. Anyway, even 1,000 boxes. Yeah, I guess he would be okay with that if he did a box a week or something like that, or a couple boxes a month, because he does all the other denominations. So yeah, if he has 1,000 boxes in his basement, he's good. If he kept all his pennies for a year or two, he's good. If he doesn't have one of those 2 things, he's not. That's it. All right. I don't know. I might do more of this face-to-face stuff. I know I lost a couple members because I stopped doing it. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I had some things going on, and I'll leave it at that. I talk a little bit more about that in my members only About personal things, I'll talk more about some of my stuff. And I have a members only, what's it called? A folder playlist. I have a playlist for members only. And if you go in there, I talk about my personal stuff and things going on and stuff like that that I don't talk about on the channel. So, and for those reasons, I didn't want to do face-to-face stuff on the channel. I might start doing it more, God willing, whatever the Lord decides. That's it, man. That's how it rolls. You're not in charge. If you think you're in charge, the other guy is in charge. So, let go and let God. And I'll see you in the next one.